Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the 3200. We back, man. We back. We back. I got Leo, Chris with us today. We might have some guests drop in. We talk about some topics, man, and we might let you in, man. We might do something different tonight. We ain't did this in a while. We might let you in if you want to come out and say your opinion or whatever. As long as you're respectful and everything in the show, we might bring some guests in, man. We see what happens. We'll see what happens with the show. Tonight we got several things we want to discuss. We want to discuss some local news tonight. Talk about what everybody's talking about in Beaumont. And then we'll see what else the show come up with, man. We're gonna catch up with the boys and see what's going on. Won't you stay right there for a minute? We'll be right back after this.
Hey, the 3200, you know how we connect. 3200 Magnolia was the address. Beaumont, Texas, had to do it like that. Wanna welcome everybody to the podcast. Plenty stories that we gotta explore. From the views of husbands, fathers, entrepreneurs, baby fathers and workers. I know this though for certain. You gon' laugh, have a good time till your side hurting. 3200, but you already know this. You know it. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Let's go. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 32 double O, let's go. 3200, but you already know this. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 32 double O, let's go. Hey, yeah, make sure that you turn it up. Get the talking, ain't no topic that we do not discuss. Yeah, everything and nothing at the same time. Good vibes, tune in, cause you know it's going down. 3200.
Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show, man. I got this stupid Glorilla song stuck in my head like it's 7 o'clock.
Hey, try Sexy Red on the way
No,
up.
I can't, man. I just can't. I like Glorilla a little bit, man. I don't know. She kind of weird on me. It's just her voice or something, man. And then the way the curbing on curbing, that'd be hilarious to me. And then this other song on that song, she'd be like, I'm showing off my moose knuckle. Showing off my moose knuckle. I'm like, oh, okay. it just sounds funny to me. Hey, welcome back to the show, man. I agree. Welcome to the 3200, man. We hadn't done it in a while, man. We actually been wanting to do it. How long we been talking about doing the show, fellas?
I don't know what, 2 months. It feels like 2 months. I don't know.
We've been trying for. I think Chris is about right there. We've been trying for about 2 months to get the show back started, and I think it's been mostly my fault. I take accountability. It's been mostly my fault because I've been having meetings and I've been stuck at work, been stuck at other functions, and everything's been on Thursday night, so it's been hard to get on. So it's mostly my fault, man. But the show must go on, man, and we're doing it big today. Chris, how you feeling today?
Oh man, I'm tired. It's football season. So it's here now. It's week 1. So we'll be going to Newton tomorrow night. So I got a long day tomorrow. But it's good to be back on the show.
Yeah, I think college got 22 games coming up tonight, including Dion's first game. So, yeah, then, like you say, high school and everything else starts. So it's gonna be big. I'm excited for football season. I'm more excited for NCAA than the NFL. But we're gonna get into that some more on the other show. Leo, what's up with you, man? How's it going?
I'm good. I'm good.
Now, why he jump on the show and everybody got the same reaction? Like, oh shit.
Oh my God. It's outside. I'm all right, man. I'm a guest to this show, I guess. It's been so long I couldn't even remember my password or nothing, man. So hopefully by the next show, I'll be in here looking right.
And then Northside Jonathan just jumped in there. What's happening with you, Jay?
Yeah, I'm still rolling.
Still rolling.
We got football going on. Yeah. Got all these high school football games going, so it's traffic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Who you driving, man? You driving South Oak Cliff down to North Shore tomorrow, man?
Oh, heck nah. I ain't about to look at that. Man,
Hey, I think it's gonna be a
they do
good
it
game.
Nah, they do it every year. They usually play Duncanville and DeSoto just to see where they at, and then they go from there.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
They ain't afraid of anybody, but
Hey,
nah,
they
they
got
gonna,
a
they
gauntlet
gonna
these first 3 games.
yeah, they gonna get killed, man. They already know. They already know.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's gonna be interesting. Let's get into it, man. We got a couple topics of things we're gonna talk about. Hopefully, we get some people on and hear some people's opinions or whatever. We'll see what's going on. I think the biggest topic here in Beaumont, this is one of the topics that Chris brought to the show. BISD spunt. We're gonna break it down. They spent $25,000 to get Eric Thomas, motivational speaker, to speak, and they also paid an extra $48,000 for him to start a program with 50 students at BU. We don't have much details on that program or how it's going to work. Maybe one day we'll find out. Maybe it's maybe one of the top secret things. uh, but that caused some outrage and has caused some divide in the city of Beaumont. We want to talk about it, just give you opinions or whatever. Eric T. Eric Thomas, ET, is actually like a big, big motivational speaker. He's one of the top motivational speakers in the country. I'm telling you, might not know it, but you probably seen or heard one of his videos. They always got the little sad music playing behind it. But Eric Thomas, one of the biggest. He's spoken at Nike, he's spoken at Under Armour, General Electric, AT&T, Microsoft, multiple colleges and universities. He's spoken at NFL for NFL teams. He's spoken in MLB and NBA teams. He's been all over the country. So he's one of the top speakers. And BIC decided to bring him down here for a nice little penny. And it's caused some outrage about everybody. I already got a thing there. Say it was a slap on the face for the teachers. So let's see who want to kick it in. You don't want me to start? I'll start.
I do.
I'll start there since I'm local there.
Yeah,
For me,
local, man.
Yeah. So it's a hot topic. It's a hot topic. For me personally, my opinion, I think it doesn't bother me as much. I think the price that they paid for the motivational speaker, I think for what he usually charged, I think it was a reasonable price. Now I don't like how they did some stuff. I put it this way: how they did some stuff, like they can't, to get approval for anything over 50,000, it's got to come to vote. So they kept all his prices under 50,000, which is kind of, that's kind of shady and sneaky to me. You know what I mean? So that part, I don't like that part so much. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you should have, at least let the community know, let the people vote on it, and that way you can say, hey, I've got the backing of the board, I got the backing of the community before I do this. And like, I don't know if that was the intent, because like I say, everything is quiet. I don't know if that was the intent, but that's what it appears like. And just like Latoya say, it was a slap in the face of teachers. I think in one way it could be. I think when you see the number and you see that, and you don't have any defined notion of exactly what your intent was, like you're keeping everything secret. You're not saying, even at the post interview, she really didn't say what was the purpose and what she was trying to get out of it or explain herself. She gave a horrible explanation in it. I think if she would have gave some clear definition of what she was trying to do, I think the community would have been more acceptive to it. Some of the community, like, he ain't gonna make everybody happy, but I think some of the community would have been more acceptive to what your purpose is and what you is. I think Eric T is a fantastic speaker. He's one of the best. I love listening to his videos. I think bringing him in was great. I don't like, I didn't like the post interviews. I'm confused on why. I'm happy you got him coming back and speaking to the students. I would have preferred him to talk to the middle. I'm glad he talked to teachers. Teachers need the motivations. I would have preferred for him also to talk to the middle school and the high school kids. I'm unsure exactly what's the purpose of why he's only talking to 50 kids at BU. I don't know exactly what she got out of it. But I want to, if she could tell us some more, give us some more information, I think it might be a little more receptive. But I love it. I love that he came. I'm glad that we could get the name here. I'm glad that he's doing this. It's just how everything went down and how everything is kind of in the shadows. And then she's got the muzzle on the teachers. And then the whole "you're gonna get fired" statements and some of that stuff I did not like. But Eric T, I think he's a good dude. I don't think a lot of people. There's some people that don't know who he is and don't understand the impact he could have. I've heard people say that some of the teachers didn't pay attention and they were bored. But that's what anytime you get a group of people together, it's gonna be people not paying attention. So, and I feel like I'm blabbing on there. So, what you got there, Chris?
I'm just looking at some of these comments too, and like, I get the message. I get what they're trying to do. Yeah, you brought in a motivational speaker, and I'm like you, but the way that you did it and the amount that you spent, some of that money could have went towards, like Latoya said in the comments, paying the teachers to tutor these kids, because man, you'd be surprised. Like, and I'm a former employee at BISD. So I've seen ins and outs, stuff like that of it. Like these kids, she's right. These kids can't read, they can't write, and it's crazy the amount of kids it is.
Yeah.
I'm glad they got a partnership with him. He's gonna partner with 50 kids from BU. I feel like maybe if we have 50 kids district wide and not just one school, then maybe give you a little leeway. But it is, like I said, he spends, I think, on average, to bring him in to speak anywhere, it may cost between, I think I found like 110
it's like $199. Like it's close to $500,000.
Like it's $500,000.
Yeah, prices be pricing.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But $73,000. Now I can see, I don't know why they keeping it up top secret. If you have a budget and you have money allocated for that purpose, hey, show the documentation, show your proof. And maybe some of this, these constituents and these parents who have children in the district, that'll put them at ease. Okay, hey, because some of these parents may be thinking, hey, she taking this money out of another budget to bring this man in. I would say just show your proof. Show your justification for bringing them in and why you spending $25,000 here, and I think they got to pay him another 40 something. But 48,000. I get the point, but some teachers need motivation because just like students, teachers get burnt out. Teachers lack confidence, but I feel like. You're going to bring in a speaker, hey, do more than just, especially motivating the speaker like that. I would bring him in like at a graduation or something. Let him be a guest speaker. Therefore, you got your teachers and students and everybody else. He has a bigger attraction. That's worth that. But just for convocation, I would say just start, if they can bring in people, spend this amount of money in, hey, show your proof and have your justification.
Yeah. And the one thing you said that I'm trying to get away from, because we do it a lot, and then I've been noticing at other meetings that other people have been using the same logic against us here, where, well, we could have used that money for that instead of this. So I'm trying to get away from that because I've noticed at a couple other meetings I've been at, that people are starting to use the same logic against us. It's like, oh, well, why are we spending this on this? But we could, you know what I mean? So I hate to get into that where, okay, we could have spent the money on this, because some of the stuff that we're reading on the internet, it's like, bro, like if you tell me, okay, she could have spent the money on, they could have spent the money on a program for the kids. Okay, I'm with you on that. But I believe, like I believe the teachers deserve a raise. But honestly, that 73,000 or 78, whatever it is, it's not going to affect. It's not going to make a big enough difference on the teachers' raises. That part's not logical to me. But if you tell me, okay, she could have used that to start a program or do that, then okay, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. But some of the stuff we heard on the internet, some of the stuff was just way like
Yeah,
left sided
yeah. I mean,
on the whole
and I
issue.
cut you off. You
Yeah,
know, I mean, and like I said, I'm a former teacher in BISD. Like, this is not the first time they brought in a big name, like, you know, Eric Thomas. You know, a few years ago, you know, because I'm a coach or whatever. So a few years ago, they brought in the real Coach Carter, you know, to come speak to the coach and stuff like that. I don't know how much they spent to bring him in, you know, and all that man did, and he was in her purpose. They brought him in to talk for the same reason that they brought ET in as a motivational speaker. All he did was talk about money, you know. All he did was, hey, he spoke up and said, hey, you talking about money. Pay the teachers what they worth, you know, and I know Dr. Allen had an issue with that, you know, because that wasn't the purpose of why they brought him in. But I would just say, man, if y'all gonna spend this big amount of money on stuff like that, you know, hey, just justify why you spending it. Show your track
and
record.
that's the biggest point. Because I mean, like I said, if you said like, hey, we're bringing this in to help with recruitment and to help with retention, and we really worry about the mental health of the teacher, you know, if you had a better explanation, I think people have been on board. I mean, the explanation was horrible. Her whole interview that they aired on TV was horrible. And I'm not going to say it was just her, because we don't know what the news station did with the footage, of course, afterwards. But I think on that, what you're saying, I've seen a bunch of school districts also bring people. I seen one school district brought a gospel singer in. They brought a gospel singer in.
Dr. Brown for hours.
Yeah. We just seen a whole bunch of people. You know, I guess it's a trend among the school districts to bring big names in to get the teachers excited, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with it as long as we have the funds to do so. Everything is squared away, and then it serves a purpose. You know what I mean? It serves a purpose. Just like they used to say when they wanted us to watch the movies. It's like, nah, if you're gonna watch a movie, we ain't rolling that big TV in there unless it serves a purpose and you can show how it relates to the study. That's the same thing I'd be expecting.
Well, no, I really don't think
you had something you've been quiet.
I think Jonathan just kind of blacked out. But I think, honestly, maybe if she just would have said, hey, maybe if she just would have led, like, hey, like you just said, this is the purpose why we're bringing him here. This is why we're spending money. I think it would have put a lot of people more at ease. But, you know, I do agree teachers do need to get paid. I'm a teacher myself. So believe me, I know the struggle.
Yeah. I want to actually talk about this because I think this is a good topic. This is something I've seen on the internet a lot. The teachers need motivation by getting paid. So, like I said, I'm not against teachers getting raises. I think teachers deserve raises, especially my wife used to work in the school district, and then my daughter right now, she's a teacher. I know the stuff that they put up with, they deserve raises. But if we're just talking generally, I don't think getting a raise motivates you to be a better employee. It helps with your morale. It helps with retention of employees, and it helps with recruitment of employees. But I don't think it helps with motivation because company I've been with this company for 16 years. We've got a lot of raises, and I can tell you, if Tuesday we get a raise, whatever we did Monday, Tuesday we get the raise, we're going to produce the same amount of work. Ain't nobody going to work harder. Ain't nobody going to try to do anything more even though they're getting paid more. So in my mind, from my logic, and this is just my opinion, whatever. From my opinion, the money raises don't motivate people. Like I say, it helps with morale. It definitely helps with morale, and it helps with recruitment, and it helps with retention. But motivation, I don't think if you gave these teachers, I don't think they're gonna open another extra book or they're gonna try harder or be Mr. Carter or whatever. I don't think they're gonna do anything like that more because that's just I think it's just human nature. It's like, well, they just paid me more. I'm gonna do what I just did, but I'm good. All right, Leo back there. So that's just my opinion. I'd like to hear everybody's opinion on that. That's just one thing.
Leo, you got something on that before I answer?
Nah, go ahead, man, because I'm filling in. I'm reading out the comments. Go ahead.
Like, I mean, and to your point, Isaac, a raise in the answer. It's not gonna produce no more work. But as far as teachers needing a raise, I feel like part of the why Latoya said that is because honestly, the workload as a teacher doesn't match the pay. Like you look at it now, like as teachers, man, we are having to do a lot more than when we as a teacher now than 20 years ago or 10 years ago that teachers used to have to do. Like me, I got morning duty, I got lunch duty on top of, teaching PE. I'm coaching 3 sports. I got a lot going on, but just regular teachers, the workload isn't matching the pay. And I think that's what Latoya is trying to say too. And you correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But man, it's just the kids are different, Parents aren't the same. Ain't no old school where your grandmother or a teacher tell a student, hey, I'm gonna call your mom. Kids not there to tell you, hey, call my mama. I want to go home. When I was in school, it was like, hey, teachers, hey, I'm gonna call your mama. We were terrified.
Yeah.
Don't call. Hey, I take anything other than a phone call. And that's part of the reason. We raising kids. We having to be the mamas, the teachers, the doctors, the nurses, everything like that. And the pay isn't matching the workload. And a lot of teachers are getting stressed out, quitting. That's what's causing them to quit in the middle of the year or not returning next year, because they burnt out and they're fed up with all this extra stress. I've known teachers to quit teaching, and they go get a job at Target, and they love it. The money isn't the same, but they love it. It's like, hey, I don't have to deal with the same stress that I was dealing with as a teacher. So I feel like a teacher's raise help us.
Yeah, I agree, and I really didn't understand. That's one thing I did not understand until I had some conversations today. Was that I didn't realize that a lot of the extra work y'all were doing and the meetings and goals nights and all that stuff. I didn't understand. I thought y'all got paid for that stuff. I didn't know y'all would get paid nothing for that.
Nah, like you working, you taking work home. So it's like you're never off.
Yeah. So we got Mr. Terry Roy in with us today. He's been a speaker for I guess he kind of broke the boat. I guess I don't know if you're the one who broke it, but that's how the news made it look like you the one.
Yeah.
The story.
Well, it was something that needed to be broke. So
we're talking about the whole, I guess, the Eric Thomas controversy. Let's hear what you got to say. What's your opinion from your? Because I think we've got 2 different opinions about how everything went down, but I think your opinion is not quite the same as some I've seen. I think some people are just really, really outraged for different reasons than what you're outraged for. But go ahead, let's see your side there, Terry.
well, my side of the story is, although I'm upset about the amount of money that was paid, and it really wasn't about the money. I mean, it was about the money, but not about, the speaker. I don't care if he come down and he speak and he charges what he charges. It really don't matter. But you got teachers that have to pay for stuff to be in their rooms. And you know, I know where the money came from. I know it's not coming from teachers' salaries. I know all of that. And I spoke to at least over 100 teachers that had a problem with paying somebody $25,000 to come in and speak. I mean, if that's what he charges, that's just what he charges. But like I said, you got teachers having to come out of their pockets to do that. Why they're having to do that is a mystery to me. The school district says that they're fined financially. If you're fined financially, then teachers shouldn't have to come out of their pockets to dress up their classes. You know, and Beaumont has been killed by perception. You know, even though, you know, it didn't come from what a teacher's salaries come from, it still came from BISD. And you have a lot of disgruntled teachers that's not happy with that. And then for your superintendent to come on and say, hey, if you say something, you're going to get fired. Now, she came back and retracted that, but you can't retract the truth. You know, that was the truth, what she said. And, you know, I know a lot of people disagree with me, what I said on that, and that's fine. You know, that's life. But I still meant what I said. You know, you don't do that to the teachers. You know, that's the lifeline of all of our families. We all need teachers in our kids' lives. And they needed to be treated with better respect than what they got, you know, even after that interview. Toya's right. She's a bully. And the board is going to have to get a backbone and get that situation straight. You know, and they got something coming up to be voted on in November. I mean, and they're hoping that it passes. You know, I'm hoping that it does too, because teachers need a raise. And that's just my 2 cents on it. I could say a lot more, but you know.
Yeah.
And it's not like they don't have the money to pay these teachers, because they do. You know, you talk about you have a healthy budget, but yet you don't want to pay the most important part of BISD, which is the teachers.
So my question is, like I said, it's one of the reasons I wanted to have a conversation. I knew Terry had a different perspective on it than what I had on everything, which is good. I told him earlier, I was like these conversations need to be had in public where people can see people have just an honest conversation with each other, and men be men or women be women, and just have these conversations without a lot of mudslinging or if you don't take my side, you wrong type stuff like we see on social media a lot. So if the teachers giving raises, would you have the same problem with them bringing ET in? I put say bringing ET in.
Yeah, I would. I still would, because you paying somebody some money. Everybody talk about trying to keep money in Beaumont. If I live in Houston and you gave me $35,000, you think I'm gonna spend it in Beaumont? No, I'm not. You know, we have a lot of local people that are really good speakers. I'm sure out of 5 of us, we could motivate some people. And there's a lot of people out here in Beaumont that can do that. So why you trying to push money out of the city? You know, as taxpayers, we should really be upset about that.
Yeah. So for me, and I understand where you're coming from. We got local, but for me, like the way I see it is, yeah, we got some talented local people, but like sometimes having that presence or having the name of a celebrity status type person kind of brings a different view on it. I guess they're like if I brought in a local, like we got some great singers here in Bowman. If I put one of our singers on stage and they sung, like it might have some effect on it. But if I bring like a Beyonce in over here and she sings, like people are just going to sit up and they're going to listen a little bit harder because of her status and who she is and what she brings to the table. So I agree. I love having the local people. And then I want to say, I don't know how the event went because everything, like I said, everything's been top secret. I don't know how the event went, but I look at something like a Kendrick show he did a couple weeks ago. He had local talent come in before him. And one of the things is, I was listening to some people talk about it. It's like, okay, he's got these local local guys rapping, whatever, but it's bringing attention to them. So I don't know if they had any local speakers before he came on. I like I said, nobody knows, everything is top secret. We're kind of guessing on this stuff for some reason, but I think too, like when you bring the big names, like even when they bring big artists to these clubs and they bring them to Ford Park or whatever over here, you bring some local talent. If the talent is good enough and they perform good, sometimes it get the eye of the big artists and help them move their career. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like the person that motivated me the most in my life was not a popular person. It was my mom.
Yeah.
You know, and she didn't cost. It didn't cost me nothing. So, but she gave me anybody can motivate anybody. You know, and like I know Beyonce. You know, she might not be able to motivate you like you think. You know.
Yeah.
So,
but I think it's still. I think it just brings that extra attention. I think.
Yeah.
Like I said, I get what you're saying, but for me, I kind of like the bigger name. I think it's good for recruitment if they use it, which I don't know if they're going to even use that for recruitment, but I think it's good for recruitment. Yeah, you're good, Jonathan.
But like I say, go ahead.
No, you good. Go ahead.
No, I said really and truly, it's more about the money than it is about the speaker. You know, I've heard him talk. I've heard him talk before. He's good, but right now, you know, you got to realize that the district is not in a lot of favorable. It's not favorable to a lot of people, mainly the teachers. Like I said, I don't have a problem if they want to bring them in. That's fine, but you know, this is Beaumont. You know, I'm not putting us down as a city because we're a real great city. Yeah. But you know, that's just not good for teachers' morale. Yeah. To me, because they got pumped up that day, but then they went back to the class and they faced reality. I still got to go to Walmart and buy something for my class when they just paid somebody $30,000 or whatever, you know. But I still got to go buy this chalkboard because BISD don't have money. Yeah. That's the perception that's out there. Like I said, I don't have a problem with, you know, bringing somebody in. It's fine. But now it wasn't a good time, you know. Yeah. So you're more concerned with the amount and then the time. The timing. The timing. I can understand. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. Leo, Jonathan, y'all kind of be quiet. I know y'all not from this area, but from the outside looking in, what do you think? Well, y'all from this area, but y'all don't live in this area no more. But outside looking in, what's y'all thoughts?
One, you know how I feel about Beaumont. They don't support anybody. I tried to come out there, help the community. Has a brand new bus busing people to San Antonio. So that's how I feel about Beaumont. Like I put Beaumont on the map so much with all these celebrities, and I tell them I'm from Beaumont and I gotta do all that. You know what I mean? But Beaumont ain't did a damn thing for me. All Beaumont did the next year, we got a bus going to San Antonio. Then people starting to call me, man, don't call me with that foolishness. But Beaumont ISD, or shall I say BS ISD, because they full of bull crap, just like all of America. They support what they want to support. The teachers will never get paid properly. Everybody in the school never get paid properly. I worked at a school. I did what? I was the transportation supervisor. I drove a bus. I did security. I would have to answer my work phone on the weekends. I had the longest contract at the school where my contract lapsed to the next school year. So, you know, I ain't get paid good enough. I had about 4 jobs and only got paid for 1. And that's how America is when it comes to the schools. It really doesn't matter, you know, like we're saying, it should be all about education. But, you know, it's all about who came out of my school that made it. You know, we got an Olympics person that goes to my school, or we got a kid that he just won the Super Bowl. Now he at my school. You know, it's never been about that. I don't even think ET can really motivate that community because I think he's a little too old. I don't think he's even. I don't think he's really accomplished enough. To me, it'll have to be like a younger person to kind of get to the younger people. I'm always around young people, but they always look up to somebody that's right above them, not somebody that's kind of that far. I know what they're trying to do. To me, I think this is what every community wants. If you came from the community and you love the community, come back at least the first time or a couple of times for free, and then we can talk about something money, especially if you know the circumstance that Beaumont's been in. I ain't lived in Beaumont since 2003. It's the same population. It's the same potholes and streets. It's the same stuff. So I ain't really seen no change. No, downplay on the city. But every time I mention my city and I'm in the DFW area, is either somebody say, "Oh, I got locked up there," or "Oh, I got robbed out there." So it's a lot of negativity around Beaumont that I think it needs to start there. Let's change the atmosphere of Beaumont. Let's bring some excitement. That's what I think. I remember growing up, I used to keep Beaumont beautiful. I don't even see that no more. It used to be a thing of pride to be from Beaumont, but
let's keep selfies in Beaumont right now. That's what we got. Keep selfies in Beaumont.
What it is
right now.
What it is, you
Take
got too
selfies
many,
in Beaumont.
you got too many.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you got too many big ego people in charge. The big ego people on the school board and big ego people work for the city. So big egos will kill any city. Nobody wants to come across the board and compromise. So
yeah, I think like, I ain't agree with a lot of stuff Jonathan said, but one of the things I did like that he said.
I don't
one
care.
of the things I did like. One of the things he did like says is those, because we do have some local celebrities, but this is what I've heard. Like we've got. I mean, two of the biggest names that always pop out is Kendrick and then Chef Tiffany Derrick. And I think one thing I've kind of heard from some people is like, okay, Chef Tiffany Derrick, they wanted to honor her here and name like a part of a school or something after her. But her relationship with the district and a relationship with BISD, she had a publicist call back and say, okay, if you want to do that, it's going to cost. She gave him a price too. She said, hey, if you want to do that, I'm going to charge you this for me to come down there. And they said no, because they didn't want to pay it, because it's like, well, you from here, you should feel honored that we did it. And she's like, nah, hey, no, pay me. This is how much I charge to come and do things. Leo, you've been real quiet there. Outside looking in, what you think?
I think it's really sad. This is pretty much a ish sandwich, because you look at it and you look at him as a motivational speaker, and you look at what the teachers do for the community and for kids and everything else every day, but you got the thing in the middle that just made it worse. And I agree. The temperature, the timing, and everything else wasn't good. You can't tell somebody that you're doing good, and the next thing you know is like, well, hey, we need, and that's true. What Mr. Terry said. That's Louisiana. Before I came here, that's the San Antonio area. It's the same thing. They give teachers a stipend, but that stipend may not be that much money for what they want y'all to do for y'all classrooms and stuff. These things ain't cheap, and teachers are they're not getting paid that much, but they're still coming out of their own pocket to beautify or help, whatever it is or get things for the classroom. So it's sad and bad timing that at the same time when they're asking for these things to help with the class and help with the school and stuff like that, or either dealing with issues at the school. Some of these schools have old are in old buildings, or maybe they're not old buildings, but just some of the daily ins and out dealing with the schools. Um, of course, that amount of money is not enough to pay for a raise for BISD teachers. But it is like Mr. Terry said, it is enough to help out, to give that stipend that they're supposed to give every year, to give that a little more or whatever to help them pay for the things for their classroom or whatever. So it's sad that this happened at this time because from what I understand and from what I've seen, he's a great motivational speaker. And yes, if it was a better time, it probably would have been a little more receptive to him and maybe some of the things he said. Because I don't believe that the things that he said were wrong, even though it was top secret from the other speakings I didn't seen him do. It don't seem like his words was wrong, but it was just bad timing, and I don't blame him. He's a businessman. He's got to do what he's got to do to make his. I don't blame the teachers for the way they feel because, you sitting here and you doing that and you're telling people I need this, I need that, we need toilet tissue at school, and we can't get toilet tissue at school unless us teachers put some money together to get the kids toilet tissue, and you want to spend this money on this guy, and is just bad timing. I don't know y'all superintendent or anything else like that at this time. Man, when I grew up I started at Martin Elementary, which was all black school in the black neighborhood. But my mom ended up switching us up as I got a little bit older in some of my elementary school. I think about fourth grade, third grade, fourth grade. I went to the other side of town to Carwood and Regina Hall. And those are white schools in white neighborhoods. So I understood and seen the bad and the old books and everything and some of the things they have compared to the other side of town and what it could be. I don't know, man. This is just messed up, but it's the pile of things that goes on within Beaumont. And yes, you do have to start with the leaders and the people. You just gotta, number one, you just gotta have people who care for the city and their community more than they care for themselves. Cares about the potholes in the sea, the water problems that Beaumont has, the education. Everybody got education, but it doesn't have to be that bad, the education issues and anything else that goes on. They got to care about those type of things and want to deal, instead of paying that money for him, they could have paid a whole lot less of a price for an analyst or something like that to come in and show, hey, things that I need.
They could have paid less for him. They could have paid less for Tizo touchdown. He would have came for free. I'm telling you.
But either way, like I was saying, they could have. I don't know. They could have paid money to an analyst or some type of organization or company to come in there, check on the things that they have to be able to tell you the problems and maybe start doing things towards those problems. Everything doesn't require money. Some things require other things. Like I think it was Isaac. I was talking to him earlier today, and I was like, most of the time, if you're not strategically minded, you may see a city and they be like, "Oh, the city crime is high," and if you ever notice throughout the United States, crime is high. What do people do? We need more cops, but the cops isn't always the answer. Sometimes the answer is we need to put some kind of way of creating revenue in a city so that people can work. People aren't working. which is bringing to higher crime. They don't have money to pay for food and things like that. So they start doing things that are morally incorrect just to get by. They're trying to survive, you know.
Beaumont has a 22% poverty rate.
Yeah.
So that's high for a city of this size, you know.
Yeah.
And people they're gonna do what they have to do to get whatever it is they need.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and on top of that poverty rate, like you said, it's education and things like that. They're not stressing that. They're not, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do for the community, and you gotta care for the community, and you gotta find somebody. Well, you know what? No, you ain't gotta find nobody. Y'all have to vote on people who are going to come out there and actually get the job done. And at the same time, the same day one, and I think this is, well, I guess we're going to get some hits on this. This is why I like President Obama. Day one, he started working. And that's what the person is going to have to do. They're going to have to come in there, start working. Day one. And y'all have to hold them up to all these positions that they have. Y'all have to hold them up to that. If they're not working, don't vote for them again. Don't come to my church. Don't come to my neighborhood asking for my vote. And then day one, you're not doing what you said you was going to do. You know, I don't care what little Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever you are. You come to my church, you come to my hood, you come to whatever. If you want me to vote for you, I'm coming to you first day. This is what you said you was going to do. Hold them to it. They don't do it, get them out. And that's the way y'all. That's the way the
city. You have to live in Beaumont, man. You sure you have to be living in Beaumont because some of that stuff is like hitting home, bro. It's like
it's all true.
The funniest thing about that, I got that knowledge and that key from that, and that understanding from Killer Mike.
Oh yeah.
I watched him at a conference say exactly that, and then I started thinking about that. It's like we have to hold these people, no matter what they say they are, or what little club they in, whatever else. I don't care.
Yeah.
You said you was going to do this, you do it. If they don't, you have to give them that. You have to show them that consequence. You want to stay the mayor of the city? You said you was going to do this. You didn't do it. Let's get the next person in here.
But look, Beaumont
you're not living in Beaumont. Stepping on some toes.
Beaumont could have just hit me up, man. I would have came for some gas money and some Papa Do's, man. And once I start telling these kids who I done drove, you know, and that's what I do out here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Once I start to tell them because they'll start asking, man, once they see the vehicles, who you done drove, they'll start to open up more. They just need somebody real, you know, to get them back on track.
But you talking the kids side. They
brought ET in for the adults. They brought them in for the
adults. Oh, they brought them in for adults?
Yeah, for teachers. They brought them in for the teachers.
He too young. Yep. I mean, shouldn't you bring an educator that's been here, there, and elsewhere? You know,
I don't think, truthfully, like Terry said, I don't really think it would have mattered who they brought in.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like, even though you and Latoya was like, I know local people in it wouldn't have mattered. The climate, the temperature is too hot.
Yeah, because
people are upset.
You're trying to motivate a base that a lot of them make under $70,000, and that's not counting the insurance that's went up that they have to pay. So you talking about maybe
tell the truth, Terry, they make under 70,000 and they have doctorates.
Yes.
And masters and double masters and stuff like that. These aren't. I know some people think of teachers and they like, they're just educated to third grade. No, this is a third grade teacher with a doctorate. And she's not making, or he's not making that money, like you said.
The bottom line is, though, they have the money to pay these people. And now they're trying to go to some kind of vote to where they don't have to come out of their pocket to pay them. Yeah, I don't know if you ever heard of a voucher. It's like an incentive program that the state pays the district to give teachers a raise, but they got the money already to give it to them. So, and us as taxpayers are to say, hey, you already got the money. Why are you trying to go make this burden fall on us? You know, and if we don't pass it, then they're gonna look at us like, hey, y'all don't vote. You know, don't shift that to us.
Look, I knew when to leave schools was my last year when they told me you get $500 extra. I said, okay, 500 extra a month. I start calculating. Nope, 500 for that year. Gots to go. Full time my company, man.
I mean, like, and I say it too. I say this too. Like, I get, you bring a motivational speaker, you paying them X amount of money, and I think you also got like a partnership with the 50 kids. You could have saved that money. Okay, yeah, it's okay. You brought them in to speak to the adults. You want a partnership with the kids? Get these local guys. Get some of these older men, businessmen, guys who's got working these refineries, railroads, doctors, to build these partnerships with these kids. And you could take that money, you can use that money to get the resources that they need for these mentorships and stuff like that. And like Mr. Roy even said, with these teachers coming out their pockets to pay for like supplies, just stuff for their rooms. Like, district I work in, yeah, we had budget cuts this year. But I can say this. If there's anything a teacher needs for their classroom to decorate or do whatever, we had the resources for it. Teachers at like the campus I work on, we don't have to go buy a pen, pencil, anything we need for our class. It's there for us. We don't have to come out of our pocket. So I mean, I get it. Budget cuts are everywhere. But you got to have, your resources so these teachers don't have to spend their own money. Now, if they want to get stuff out of their own money, that's up to them. But for the most part, man, get your stuff, the resources that you need for your students and your teachers.
I got something against the supply stuff. Like, don't buy supplies, and then don't make your other parents buy supplies for them other kids either. I shouldn't be buying 6-pack of toilet paper because the other kids can't bring the tissue, and that's not my responsibility. That's not your responsibility. Give these parents. I ain't gonna lie. It shouldn't be a school. It shouldn't be a student in Beaumont that shouldn't have supplies, because there's 152 school supply drives every year. You should have all of your stuff. And shoot, after school supply drive, you should be only paying about $20, $30 to get the school supplies for your kids. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't bring them in, then give me an option to say I want to help Johnny. But don't add supplies on my list so I can pay for something that I chose not to. You know what I'm saying? If I want to do, let me know and I can help them out.
This is what you do, Black.
What you say?
Everything that you buy, get that permanent marker and write on every folder, every tablet. That's what I do. Because hey, I might be moving in the middle of the school year, so I need all my stuff back. I got the good tissue with the big in it.
Like, I don't mind helping, but I want it to be my choice to help. Don't. I hate when
the thing about it, like
bro, hey.
But the thing about it, like you said, with the school drives and everything else, there are rules to it. It's not like you think. You know what I mean? It's like, because they could have those 52 school drives, school supply drives, and then they bring it to the schools on the other side of town. It's not nothing that says that they have to divide it evenly with the schools that's there in your city. And it's like,
I would tell
being
you
a vet.
I would tell you the truth. I've worked the school supply drive, and I left one and went to another. And you know who I seen in that line? The same people that was in the other line.
Yep.
So as I said, Beaumont is a very giving. I mean, out of all the bad things you can say about Beaumont, one of the best things you can say about Beaumont is a very giving city. And when it comes down to when times with the hurricanes and we're in crisis and stuff, the community really comes together and they really come out and make their way. I've come to the point where I get tired of school drives. Like, baby, y'all do another school drive. but they do a lot of school drives, and that, I mean, my point is there's ways of getting it. I don't think anybody should be forced. I don't think the teachers should be forced. I'm glad the teachers got big hearts and they do it, but I don't feel like it's a requirement for you to do it. Like, hey, send that note to the home. Like, hey, we need this. If you got some issues, maybe we can team up with one of our business partners and we can figure something out for you, because they got a lot of business partners too.
Yeah. Don't believe, trust me, they got these refineries and all these other businesses into these districts. They donate school supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah, these school supply drives down here, they don't be small. Yeah.
I can see it.
Where are they going? That's
for that purpose, though.
Where's that stuff going? It's the stuff, you giving it to the parents, and what happened, like Jonathan said.
Whoever's in the car, they get a bag.
Yeah, whoever's in the car, where they come from? Are they come from Houston? Are they come from Orange? Are they come from Port Arthur? It's like you see these people all the time, and they be like, oh, we help vets, because I'm a vet, and your sister-in-law is a wounded warrior. Wounded warriors, blah blah this, blah blah that. They'll come even to her and just be like, oh, well, we're helping the wounded warriors. And we kind of walk off and chuckle a little bit, because we like, when she was going through the program, or any program that she found out about through the VA or wherever else, some of these programs wasn't on that list. Mm-hmm. But they're collecting these funds and they're doing all this for the wounded warriors. What wounded warriors are they going to? Is it a specific amount? You know what I mean? Is it this or that? I remember in Oklahoma, when we used to live up there, the church I used to go to up there, it was great. They would fill up your little backpacks. They'll go to the little schools, get the list, or either you tell them what school what school your kid was going to, fill up the backpacks, and at church that Sunday, right before school started, hand it out to all the kids and everything else. All the kids showed up. They had the members who be like, oh yeah, that's my grandbaby. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, y'all do these school drives, these drives and stuff like that, but who is the stuff? I know it's getting to us and to not to us, because I don't live there no more, to Beaumont and Beaumont community, but I don't think it's only getting the Beaumont and Beaumont community. Because if you're like that, like you said, the teachers would have, but also at the same time, why aren't these school drives like giving some of these things to the teacher? I mean, to the schools.
I agree.
Hey, we did a school drive and we had this many pens, we had this many pencils. You can never have enough paper. Yeah. Never have. There's not enough trees.
I've seen that done once where there's one group, they had a box full of school supplies, and they had them, the kids, when they walked in class. I think that's why we was in Norman. Somebody had did a drive, and they had a box full of all the school supplies that was on the list. And when the kids came in Monday, it was already set on their desk. I think that's a Norman. I seen the group do that. I thought that was pretty cool. But I get what we got our subject there. What you got, Terry? I see
I say the bottom line is that we need more people to fight for the teachers, more people to fight for the kids, because people think that you're angry, like LaToya. A lot of people think she's angry, but she's angry because we don't have enough people fighting. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm for the kids. Oh, I'm for the teachers," but you're really not. And until we all get on the same page and start fighting more for our teachers, we're gonna continue to dig this same hole every year. And all the disagreeing, like people angry with me, I don't care. But I'm trying to help the people that's helping our kids. And as long as we keep them unhappy, we're gonna have uneducated kids. Not because they can't teach them, but because they don't have the enough supplies and things to give them exactly what they need. I'm sure Chris can say that, because he's a teacher and he knows, you got to have everything you need, and you got to have people fighting for you. But I never hear about people fighting for teachers. If only y'all knew the messages I have gotten since that, it's ridiculous, because they can't talk. So we need more people talking for them.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comments. I think Latoya made one about teachers should make over $100,000 a year. They're the ones grooming the future, president, the doctor, lawyer, etc. Which that is true. Everything starts. I don't think a lot of people understand that. Everything gonna start with a teacher. In order to be a doctor, you gotta go to school. Somebody gotta teach you. Become a lawyer, you gotta go to school. But I think the only issue with that, they have people in Austin that's trying to fight for teachers to make at least $100,000 a year starting off. Only issue is the governor is in the way. He's blocking that.
Well,
had we voted this on this little last election and gotten him out of there, that probably would have been on the new governor's to-do list for sure.
Yep.
So I would say whenever this next time his election is up or whatever it's time to vote for a new governor, we got to get out and vote.
See, people don't ask those kind of questions when it comes time to vote because they don't. It's out of sight, out of mind.
And I've been doing my research on that, so that's how I know a little bit of information about that. The governor, he's blocking that. He's trying to block, public education funding, trying to get it toward private schools.
I think it need to be more on the federal level too. I think we need some federal dollars to help. Because actually, I know one thing. I was talking to this guy when I was in Oklahoma. One of the guys, he's like, "Yeah, my wife is going to Texas because y'all pay more than what we pay in Texas. So the little we get, there's a couple states. I'm pretty sure Louisiana probably the same way. There's a couple states that get even less than us. So I think it's a bigger.
Some of them making like $30,000.
Yeah.
Some of these teachers making a lot worse. This has been a good conversation. I think too to add to what Terry said. I think to get to that point, we've got to it's a lot of stuff going on social media. I think to get to the point, you sit down, you have conversations like we have. Like there's things we don't agree on, but there's things that I think that we can work through some of this stuff with the conversations that we have. My last words, and we'll go through with everybody. We'll let Mr. Terry speak last since he was the guest. My last words, I think, just looking at the whole situation, I think with the lack of intent, a lack of communication, a lack of a follow-up, because bringing in the motivational speaker is great, but you also have to have some plans and some strategies and some stuff to do after that motivation speaker. Because, hey, I'm pumped up, but if I don't have the right weapon in my hand, if I don't have the right support behind me, everything that motivation speaker said is not going to help me get through this battle I'm about to go through. Like I said, we was all in the military. We know we've heard some great motivational speeches, but we're not going to war after that motivation stick with a stick in our hand to fight. We've got to have our rifle. We got to have all our stuff behind us and the support we need behind it. So, while we had a motivation speaker, we had a great motivation speaker, I think you got to have that plan after. You got to have a strategy after. They might have a plan, but everything is secretive and nobody's sharing any information with anybody. So we don't know their plan. We don't know the intent. There's a lack of communication there. I think we could do better in that part. I was happy. I'm glad that E.T. came to Beaumont. I'm glad he got to experience it. I'm glad he spoke. I'm hoping that, it helped somebody. It helped somebody make it through a day. It helped that teacher who was thinking about quitting or whatever it was. I don't know what the speech was or whatever. I'm just hoping whatever the words he used probably reached somebody. But I say in the future, before we do these things, let's do it the right way first. Let's not make any shortcuts. Let's not undercut the budget just so we can sneak somebody in there. Let's do it the right way. Get the community involved. Get the backing of the community before we do anything like that. If we're going to do it, let's do it the right way, so we don't have so much confusion and everything that we got going on right now. I also want to say, no, I'm not running for school board. Also, I want to say, Chris does not work for BISD, so don't be going to stitch on them. You can't fire me.
Y'all go to BISD how you want to. I'm not giving a location that I work at, so don't ask.
Yeah, he don't work at BISD, so don't go snitching to the peoples and said he talking about us. And he don't work for him, so he can't get fired. So he can't get fired on his day off. Who want to go next? Leo? Last words.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing I can give to someone who's listening to this, if you didn't get nothing else, sit and think about what you care about. Give it some time and think about that. And then after you decide what you care about, and you care about a lot, start making change in that. If you're not the person and you don't feel like you're in a position or that type of person to be over there, like if it's the school board, if you feel like that ain't you, then you make the person who you vote for or whatever else in there, you make them stand on business. No matter what it is, it's from what I'm understanding and what I didn't seen with Beaumont, there's nowhere that's 100%. Everything needs a voice. Everything in this city needs help. So volunteer your time, get those people in that you want in to do what they're supposed to do, and make them stand on business. That's how you create change. That's all I got.
Yep. Accountability's big. Accountability's big. Jonathan, what you got? Your last words.
Why you holding your head?
'Cause
Why you
I
holding
know
your
it's
head?
you. It's
Oh
you.
no!
It's just my head
All I-
automatically does that.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Am I in there?
Yeah, we
Am I in there?
All I gotta say is this, man. If you want McDonald's quality, then keep on doing them teachers how you doing it. If you want a state quality teacher, because you got the quality teachers, it's just you ain't paying them and you are not. So this what I'm gonna say. One, it starts with administration. Okay, I've been in the school, and that's why I left the school I was at, administration. You have some people that get away from more of the education mindset and start to get in the business mindset, and that throws away your whole administration. And I see people get cursed out and stuff like that. I used to go to the, like what y'all talking about is the motivational speech. They would do it every year. It's pretty much a back to school teacher. The new teachers would come a week before the old teachers. They have this little pep rally, get them going. That's cool. But at the same instance, while I was walking the halls, I would be making bets with my other security guards. Oh, they gonna be gone. They gonna be gone. They gonna be gone. They gonna be gone. And we was 100% every year. Why? Because the administration, because of pay, because of all these certain types of things that we knew that they weren't going to be able to, maintain. So, if you want good quality teachers, hey, treat them with respect. Do what you supposed to do. You know what motivates teachers. And I saw the comment Latoya was talking about. I used to see that every year at that school. It was a teacher that was crap. She was horrible. And we get teacher of the year every year. And I'm like, man, like it should have been that person, or it should have been that person. And you got to have people in play like what we used to do, because we would see teachers stressed out. We had a dude, he was great on violin. We would take him to his room and be like, hey, just go to, my guy's room, let him play the violin, put the music, put the lights dim, and because it's a stressful environment, man. And it's a lot of things that can frustrate these teachers. And we don't need frustrated teachers teaching our children. We need teachers that are motivated, self-motivated, and willing and ready and determined to charge these students up. I used to like Coach Charlton, cousin. I used to love his class because it was exciting. At the end of the week we playing basketball, answering questions, getting the little Snickers and all that type of stuff. Miss Akers' class was fun because I knew she would go to sleep. You know what I mean? It was good things, it was exciting. So we got to bring the excitement back to school. We don't need no sleeping teachers, But we gotta, if you want quality teachers, you know what you gotta do, people. You know what you gotta do. They want the munions. They want the munions. That motivates every adult. Munions. That's all I gotta say. They want them munions.
Yeah. I can't agree with Coach Charles class, man. Coach used to give me ends.
Nah, he used to
have a 90.
He patted me a couple of times and he kicked me out. He summoned me to the office. You know.
I was like, bro, you supposed to be our cousin, bro. You supposed to give me. How you gonna give me bad?
And he would get me on just beating on the desk, and I'll be in the zone. I'll be in the zone, man. I'm making a beat. You got to go.
Hey, he kept giving me ends. He kept giving me ends saying I talk too much. So I did 6 weeks where I didn't say a word in this class, and I still got an end, man. So
all A's in the end, baby.
Be your own people, man.
You be your own people. All right, Mr. Chris, I gave you a chance, didn't I?
Nah, I ain't got
Chris?
Nah, not yet.
Okay, go ahead, Chris. You up next.
Man, my last words.
Go ahead, you up next.
I pretty much said it already, but I would say, man, just for the future, whether it's BISD or any school district, if you're gonna spend a good amount of money, have a plan, have a well thought out plan, and have some proof to justify it just in case something backfires like this did. Have a plan. Don't just get on the news and just say anything and panic, because it's gonna be either things gonna go good or it could go bad. So you gotta be prepared for both situations. So I would say stop making stuff, everything top secret, like it's classified. This ain't the CIA, the FBI, stuff like that. Some of this stuff is public knowledge. It's public record. If it's public record, let it be known. Taxpayers' dollars. Let these people know, hey, we set this amount of money aside for this. And I feel like that'll put some comfort in a lot more people. But man, take care of your teachers, because at the end of the day, they're the ones in the classrooms teaching these kids, dealing with the headaches. You want your teachers to come back every year. But the more frustrated teachers you have, and Jonathan is right, I've seen situations as a teacher myself where I say, hey, and I do it now. I say, hey, that teacher ain't going to be back. I can tell now by how they handle these kids. This teacher ain't, and I've been right. But you got to have a good administration. It comes from all the way from the administration office for the district all the way down. So just have a plan for the future to answer these tough questions. You don't have to threaten your teachers with a job, because they do have a voice at the end of the day. They do have a voice. It's their right. So I just say, just plan out everything and just think about everything twice.
Yeah, good points there, Chris. I agree. You can't muzzle your teachers, because some of these teachers got more experience than you. Some of these teachers seen different situations, and as a leader, it's okay to accept criticism. How are you going to become a better leader if you're not taking the criticism from the people that work for you? Like I always used to ask every year, we had to meet with our employees, and that was one of the questions. Like, hey, how can I do better? And people would say stuff. Some stuff made sense. Some stuff didn't make sense. And I would tweet how I led people, because some of the stuff I didn't realize I was doing. And if you muzzle people because you can't accept criticism, because you can't accept that you have a flaw, you're only making things worse for your leadership. You're showing what type of leader you are. Mr. Terry, your last words.
Well, I don't have a whole lot to say, but I just want everybody to know what I said in the interview. I meant what I said. It wasn't meant to offend anybody, anything like that. But I meant, what I said. But my last words is I just want everybody to get behind our teachers and support them, because they definitely deserve a raise. And if we have to do the voting in November for them to get one, then we all need to encourage people to get out and vote, because that may be the only way
So,
it.
real quick, Terry,
Mm-hmm.
I know the name of it, but I want you to share the name of it.
It's
Like
the
what should we be looking for on the ballot that's going to give the teachers a raise, and how should we vote if we're for teachers getting raises?
It's Vautre. It's VATRE. I'm not sure how it's going to be listed on the ballot, but it's going to be either a yes or no. And if it's all no's, then the teachers are going to stay at a 2% raise, which is horrible. 2%, that's going to barely pay for the insurance that they're charging them for. 5%, that may leave them with a couple of dollars in their pocket. Not a lot, but I guess 5% is better than 2%. But something has to happen soon.
Yeah.
And if we don't,
I don't know how they like. I know how our union work, and I'm not quite sure how the police union work or teachers union work. But I know our union fights, and like I said, I don't know the union, and I don't know what the union is doing behind what the teachers union is doing.
Teachers union,
but I know from our union fights for every time it's time to do agreement. Our union fights hard to get stuff done, and a lot of stuff that I've seen said in the last few months would not make it around our union because our union would shut that stuff down. Like, no, we're not going to say that to our employees. So I kind of question the strength of the union, and maybe, I know we make a lot of demands of our union to do what we want our union to do. I don't know what's going on y'all. Like I said, I'm not a part of it. I don't see that window, but to me, I think that's a part of it too. To get what you want, sometimes you got to put the pressure on the union, put the pressure on the people to say, hey, if you don't want this to happen, this is what we need. Because
I'm not sure what the teachers union is doing. I don't want to say they're not doing nothing because I'm
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're not doing, but I'm just curious to what they're doing and how they work.
But we definitely going to have to push it. So.
Yeah. Terry, I want to thank you again for jumping on the show today. What she said, Miss Mary said, I'm late joining, but I don't understand is how she had the Darcy. Yeah. That's one of the things that the union, I think, should be fussing about. You are protected by a union. Is that how? I mean, Chris, is that how it works? Y'all protected by the union?
Well, with the teachers union, you have to join, and if you join that membership, you have a membership fee. So like issues like this or anything that comes up, you can take it to the union.
Hey, Chris just did that kid that ain't paying attention. They pop up and have an answer.
Your mama. Your mama.
I'm a PE teacher. I've mastered that. I don't have to be paying attention to kids, and I can tell them exactly what they're doing. We've been doing this too long.
Okay, before we leave, I wanted to make sure y'all said Coach Charlton. It reminded me, his mama Aunt Gert made 102 this month. So we didn't have a show when.
I thought it was 3.
Nah, it's 2.
Oh, okay.
It's 2.
Yeah, 102.
Yeah,
102.
So.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Gert.
Happy birthday, Gert. Happy 102.
Birthday, Gert.
Yeah. Hey, again, thank y'all for watching. Everybody's watching. Make sure y'all share this with your folks. I think it was a good conversation. I think some good things came out of it. Thank y'all watching, man. Hopefully we'll be on here again next week with some time.
Split it.
Talking about like the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl, huh?
Man.
Don't get that started.
Colorado better wake up.
I gotta watch that game.
Colorado better wake up. They down 6 right now.
Oh, they overrated, man. Yeah.
Yeah, thank y'all for watching. Hold on, yeah, I got to get back into the thing there. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next time here on the 3200.
Peace.
Peace.
3200, but you already know this. You know it. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Let's go. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 32 double O.